Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah, Shaykh.
Wa assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
We're coming from here. We really appreciate you taking a few moments to talk to us at the Lamppost Education Initiative. And today we just have a brief question, something that we were discussing last night that really moved my heart.
That's right.
SubhanAllah. And it's about the question about dreams.
Dreams, yeah.
And how does the Quran and the Sunnah of the Prophet alayhi salam tell us to interpret and to look at dreams, inshallah.
Jazakallah. Jazakallah khairan, Brother Khalil, for this initiative. Dreams play a very crucial role in the practice of our faith, because in a hadith narrated by Bukhari, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam says, "الرؤيا الصالحة يراها الرجل الصالح جزء من 46 جزءا من النبوة." That a good dream seen by a good man is one part of the 46 parts of prophethood. So dreams are part of prophethood. Dreaming is part of prophethood. And thus God do send, prophesies, sends revelation to prophets in their waking as much as in their sleep. So the prophets, whatever they see in their sleep is, and God tells them to do something, is as good as they've seen in their waking. So since our life alternate between waking and sleeping, that means that sleep is a very important aspect of our life, because that's kind of half of our life is spent sleeping. So we should use this to advantage. We should make it a way of learning. So what happens that when we sleep outwardly, we wake up inwardly. So when your body, your nafs, your outer self sleeps outwardly, then your inner self wakes up. It becomes active. That's what we see. We are traveling, we are eating, we are meeting people. There's your inner self that's active now, and your outer self is still, is inactive. And when you wake up, so your inner self becomes inactive and your outer self becomes active. So we alternate between inner and outer. And in the ayah in the Quran, in Surah 2, Zumar says that Allah يتوفى الأنفس حين موتها والتي لم تمت في منامها. Allah takes your life when you sleep or when you die, even not when you die, when you sleep. And then so our soul goes back to Allah, our inner soul goes back to Allah whenever we sleep. And that going back to Allah is a way of tawbah, because going back to Allah is tawbah, and it makes us refreshed. When we come back from Allah, we become refreshed, because Allah takes our soul and blows a new spirit into us and sends us back into our body again. So our life is between sleep and waking. So in a hadith also, Prophet ﷺ says, "Tanamu aynaya wa la yanamu qalbi," that my eyes sleep but my heart sleeps not. That means internally I'm always awake. Whether I'm awake outwardly or I'm sleeping outwardly, my inner self is always awake. So my heart. He said that's all the prophets are. Their eyes sleep but their hearts never sleep. So now, when we travel inwardly, we call dreaming. When we dream, we travel inwardly. Our inner soul, our inner self, collects informations during that travel, during that exploration, and he comes back with those information. And when he comes with those information, then we awake outwardly. Now, if the inner soul is in concordance with the outer soul, it passes on all that information as it is to the outer self. And then we remember our dreams and we kind of come to understand them. If the inner self and the outer self are out of tune, then the inner self will not pass on the dreams, the information to the outer. So there are many people who, as I said, that everybody dreams, but they don't remember anything because there's no concordance between their inner self and their outer self. And the way to do that, of course, is by praying, by being in remembrance, by being on the word of God. Then in this way, the inner and the outer becomes harmonized. And whatever the outer collects as the information, and outer sees everything inward, it passes on the inner sees everything inward and passes it on the outer. And if the outer also can pass it on to the inner, so your two selves are in unison. It becomes what they call nafsun wahida, one unified soul. In the contrary case, if you are fragmented, that means that your inner self and your outer self are out of tune, then you live one way or the other. So you are only outwardly active and inwardly inactive. Also, in terms of what people say, good dream or bad dream, as I said, that all dreams are good, in the sense that what we call bad dream is often a warning, a warning of some sort, or it could be a transposition of a destiny that was supposed to happen to us in our waking, and Allah can transfer that destiny into sleep, because our inner self is stronger than our outer self. Our inner self has bigger capacity to incur injury or harm or hurt. So if God have rahmah for you, have mercy for you, and it is written that something is going to happen to you in this life, in this outer life, God may transpose it for you, may change it for you from this outer life and make it happen to you in the inner life. And then you wake up, then you say you have a bad dream. Actually, it's not a bad dream. It was a good thing that such a thing happened to you inwardly instead of outwardly. Outwardly, it will have been very, 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 very probably very harmful. Let's say it is written that it's a destiny, written that you're going to have an accident, a car accident. In this accident, you're going to break probably your leg. That's written in your book. It's going to happen to you in this world. And for some reason, maybe you give a sadaqah, you've been kind to somebody, you've been kind to your parents, you have done some good deed right before that happens, something like that. So God Azza wa Jal will, out of mercy for you, will maybe you made a dua. As Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam says that every dua is accepted, a believer's dua. It can be accepted in three ways. Either God gives you what you ask for exactly, or He keep it for you in the hereafter. It's not good for you. You ask for a house, God doesn't give you a house, because if He give it to you, it's going to keep you away from your deen. So He won't give it to you. But He will answer your prayer by keeping that reward for you in the hereafter, where you need it the most. Or He will use that dua, He'll accept your dua, use it to block off a harm that's supposed to happen to you. So in these three ways, our prayers are answered. Either God give you in kind what you ask for, or keep it for you later, or use it to block off a harm that was coming in your way or in your destiny. So one way of that is that God transposing the accident or the event from the waking life into the sleeping life. So it happened with a minimal impact, a minimal injury. So in this respect, all dreams are good. By saying that shaitan does get happy when we have a bad dream, no, that the bad dream is from shaitan, it means that shaitan is happy when you have a bad dream, because it kind of upsets you. And shaitan is happy when human being is sad, and he is sad when human being is happy. So this is kind of the way dreams function. In terms of, there's the art of interpretation of dreams called ta'bir or ta'wil. There's a science to it. In that when somebody tells you their dream, you have to look for some kind of symbols. Usually dreams work in pairs. I'll give you the example of the Sayyidina Yusuf story, who was known to be a big dream interpreter. When his cellmates dreamt, both of them, one said, I dreamt I was carrying a basket of bread on my head and birds are picking from it. The other cellmate said to him, I saw that I was pressing wine and serving it to the king. So Sayyidina Yusuf said, based on the symbols in the dream, because he understood that one is about life, one is about death. Because wine is liquid, and water always means life. So he knew that this one is belief. Bread is something that has been processed through fire. I mean, has to die. The wheat has to die and be processed to become bread and to be consumed by someone. So he knew that this meant death. And the fact that the birds are picking from over his head, he knew that not only dying, but he'll also be crucified. So he told the other one that you're going to live, and the other one that you're going to die. So the dream has symbols. The other one is the dream of the Pharaoh, when he dreamt about lean cows, fat cows, green corn, dry corn. Again, it's the pairs and the opposite. So the lean cows naturally meant some sort of hunger or drought. The fat cows meant abundance. Green corn means fertility, rain, water, life. And dry corn meant the opposite of that. So he told the Pharaoh that 7 years of abundance followed by 7 years of drought. This is how dreams operate and function.